Man, I'm trying to get at least 2 tickets from every teammate. I could probably bring the whole city out to this game. So. Yeah, Team Florida. Yeah. So I played AAU basketball when I was in middle school, and that was the name of the team. So that's just been me since then. That's where that comes from.
Generally about the offensive line, what would be your evaluation of the unit through the first 6 games?
The first 6 games, one thing I'll definitely say, what I've learned is that, we play hard. I think we're a hard playing offensive line. We play through the whistle. A lot of us are playing a lot of snaps. But a big thing I think we're doing really well is protecting the quarterback. I think we've really protected the quarterback well this year. We obviously got areas to improve in, especially in the run game with technique and stuff. But I think we're doing that. We're attacking practice with the right mindset every day. And I think we're more hungry as we're getting into this part of the season. You know what I'm saying? So just continue to improve on how hungry we are to improve and stuff like that. I think we'll be good.
I think Coach Riley was saying, just overall as an offense, but then obviously with the offensive line too, just being consistent. He kind of said was the word he used. When there's inconsistency, what do you think are some of the things that
Yeah, I think sometimes it's where it's just like it just be like one guy, and we'll have 10 guys doing the right thing or 4 guys doing the right thing, and then there's one guy every here and there is just messing up. So I think from play to play, especially on the things that we do normally, play to play, I think we need to be a little bit more sharp on that. And that's just details. And that's something that we've really been focusing on, especially with this bye week and having that time to evaluate and take time to work on the things that we are the basics of the game and what we do each week. I think we really needed to really focus in on that this past bye week because that was something that we weren't doing as consistently enough, was doing the basic things, the routine things that we do every game, every day in practice. So we just needed to be more sharp on those things, and that's what we've been doing in practice this week.
Is that just identifying the right person to block, or is that having continuity in terms of where you have to be on that block?
Yeah, I think it's just continuity. I think everybody knows the job that we're doing. It's nothing of the sort where it's like, we don't know what we're doing. It's just, sometimes someone just has a mishap. So we just got to clean that up, whether it's technique or whatever.
Think new concepts with a new offense are part of it, just sort of the mastery of that and the process of
No, not at all. I think we got the offense down pretty much by the summertime, and then going into fall camp, we got it down, and we do our routine things well. That's something that we try to do on our offense. That's something that we try to focus on. Is we're not trying to do too many other things that we don't do every day. Like we try to, in the game, we're playing the plays that we practice consistently. So I think sometimes it's just people we weren't executing at the level that we're supposed to, and we just got to sharpen that up.
The GT counters and pulls are such a big part of this offense. What's your overall evaluation of that? I mean, you're often one of the guys who's doing it. So what's your?
I mean, personally, I love it. I love the pull. I think just allowing me to use my athleticism is a huge plus for our team. Especially getting in space anytime when I am pulling, having that opportunity is just fun for me. I think also with our 2 left tackles, they're fast dudes, they're athletic dudes, and I think it just works well when we're pulling around and we get to show off athleticism, stuff like that.
What about the sort of the consistency of that and the everything sort of working in sync? How do you? What's your evaluation of that?
I think it goes back to what I think Coach Riley was saying, like, doing the routine things right, and we work that play all the time. And, when you focus on something to the level that we focus it on, I think you should execute at the level that we're executing it at right now. I think we're at, like, 7.5 yards a carry on that. Like, we're doing that really well. So I think the practice and the focus that we have on that play, such as a routine play that we do, I think it's really, paid off for us.
Marcus, how would you say that Cade has sort of progressed since this season started?
I would just say, like, I feel like at times, you would see, I think a lot of young QBs go through it. They get rattled a little early, and it kind of shakes them off. And I think literally game by game, he's gotten better at that. You know what I'm saying? And he's just continued to stay there, stay poised. I think, he makes a lot of exceptional plays that, you just don't see everybody make. And, he's improving each game. And that's one thing, like, you got to appreciate a player that does that, is being coachable game to game. And he's just done that every game, just improving his confidence in what he's doing, trusting that what he sees is what's right. And he's just been doing that at a high level, I feel like.
And then for you personally, I know you know that Clemson has quite a history of really outstanding players from Florida. What attracted you to Clemson, with the other obviously great options in the Sunshine State that you would have had?
Yeah, so for me, I think it was just I needed to change the culture. When you go down there, it's a lot of city life and a lot of people. And I think for me, I was just looking for something different, something that I wasn't used to, just so I could get exposed to it, have a different perspective of life, but also just a place where I can focus because it's hard to focus in the city at times. Because there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of things to do, especially as a 20-year-old. So I think for me to come here, it was a place where I know I could focus on because there's not too much in Clemson compared to where I'm from, and just allowing to focus on my work, focus on my schoolwork, and just working hard every day.
Kind of looking at Saturday's game as an elimination game. Both teams, a couple of losses now. The winner still has a shot. And, who knows what's going to happen? The loser, it's probably over. Do you guys kind of look at it that way as man, this has got to be it. This has got to be our best shot. I know you think that way every week, but that's true heading into this week.
Yeah, so I think one thing that Coach Sweeney's always been about us is that we have to attack every week. Is like I said, even if we were undefeated, I think we'd still play the game the same way. Even if we were already eliminated, I think we still play the game the same way. It's a one-game season for us. We just got to focus on winning this game. No other game is important other than the one that we're playing this week. And I know for me, like, this is a big game nonetheless because I'm going home and I'm playing Miami and stuff like that, especially since last year, I got hurt in the first drive. So, I just want to get out there. I think we all just want to get out there and play our best game, especially for the slow start that we had on offense last week. I think we just want to, get back on the right side of the ball and everything.
How seriously did you consider the Canes?
Coming out of high school, yeah, they had a good shot, but, I think I was just looking for something different coming out of high school, and that was just, I was all in at that point once I committed here. So.
You talked about the running game. In particular, last game against Wake, it was a little bit of a struggle in the first half. In the second half, you guys really exploded that way. I think Coach Riley said maybe there were some adjustments, and you guys, took those in and were able to execute. So that was encouraging. What was the difference between the first and second half?
I think I think maybe the mindset that we came out there with, we got to be more sharp on that. But mainly, I think we were just executed higher. We weren't really doing much different in the second half that we were doing in the first half. We just executed better in the second half. And, they got into us at halftime, and we responded. And I feel like that was the difference, that we just responded to what was going on. It wasn't really a change in the game plan too much,
So you look at it as it's not what defenses are doing to you guys. It's really just completely execution on your own end. Obviously, Syracuse was wrong blitz.
Yeah, so I think a lot of teams are starting to try to stop the run when we're playing them. Syracuse really honed in on that, and Wake started bringing boundary blitzes, field blitzes all the time against the run. It wasn't even when we were passing the ball. So I think a lot of teams are trying to key in on when we're running the ball, but I think we just were executing at a higher level in the second half, and that was the major difference.
I guess you're a guy who played as a true freshman. Harris Sewell is now getting more snaps and right guard. Do you see any similarities between him and you and stuff that he's kind of learning his learning curve, or is he different in any ways from where you were as a freshman?
I honestly, he's doing his thing. I think he's at a much more mature spot than I was coming as a freshman. I know obviously I wasn't mature enough to play, but he really gets it. I think from a guard standpoint, playing that position, he's probably more ahead of me than I was playing guard at my freshman year. So I think that's good for him. He has Putt right next to him, so it allows him to slow things down with him and Blake next to him, two good dudes, right next to him. So I think he's just, trying to take every moment. He plays hard. He has a good technique, and I think he's just going to continue to progress as he gets more reps and gain more confidence to be out there and be a solid player for us.
Talk about finishing guys or something that you feel like you're doing better as an offensive lineman. How much is that a trait that Harris has in terms of finishing?
I think he just hones it from all of us. We work that in practice. He's an aggressive dude. And one thing, he takes serious in doing his job. Some dudes, they're just trying to, be out there and play the game. But, it's something important to him. He cares about every play. And sometimes, he'll probably linger a little too long on him after a bad play. But, that's what every young guy goes through. But, he's a real solid dude. He's really mature. He listens. And I think he's getting better each play, each week. I've seen an improvement just from Syracuse to Wake Forest. So.
Any questions for Marcus from Zoom? Anyone else in the room?
I guess just in terms of continuity, you have different guys playing at left tackle. How difficult is it to be on the same page when it's Tristan coming in or Collin coming in? Is it more difficult or challenging anyway, or is it easy enough?
Well, I definitely think it's a challenge just because, you want to have that continuity as an offensive line and, be able to know what your player is doing right next to you without having to really pay attention to what he's doing. But I think for me, like, I took it as a challenge at the beginning of the season. Like, I know this is probably what it's going to be. And I really just watched what Tristan and Collin and how they play the game. So, I just tried to adjust to how they play and just make sure that, what I'm doing co-lines with what they're doing. And just I have to realize, like, all right, he's next to me. This is how he's going to play the game. So, to just make sure that I'm adjusting to that, And I've done a good job. I'm really close with both of them. I'm talking to them weekly. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of reps with both of them during the week. So, it hasn't been a challenge. It hasn't been super hard so far, but it definitely was a challenge getting used to because, I'm not playing next to the same guy every drive.
How are Collin and Tristan different?
I think just like their tangibles and like their speed and the way that they play. Like Tristan's really long and uses his length a lot of the time, and the way he sets is a little different than the way Collin sets. So I just gotta pay attention to his game, and that's also me knowing football and understanding like all right, like these things are gonna happen to him because he plays this way. So I know like if I have to adjust to that, this is what I gotta do for this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I've just been trying to really key in on that. Big thing with them is just like they have to trust that they know what they're doing, and they're doing that a lot better now. So for sure.
Anyone else for Marcus? All right, Marcus. Appreciate you, man.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.